What is up, New York Jet fans? Welcome back to NY Flight Jets Talk. This video, we will be talking about how the New York Jets revamp this, really poor offense from 2023 and revamp it and turn it into a solid offense. So let's get right into it. Well, first, let's start at the quarterback position. Obviously, we have Aaron Rodgers, Hall of Fame quarterback. I think we do need to put some weapons around him in order for him to have success. Obviously, he has Garrett Wilson, but I do believe we do need to find more skill makers. So we have Aaron Rodgers, backup quarterback. It was officially announced today that Joe Douglas, in his press conference at the NFL Combine, announced that he is going to let Zach Wilson seek a trade. Seek a trade. We knew there was a good chance that Zach was gone, but now it is almost official that he is going to be out of New York for the 2024-2025 season. So backup quarterback, that's a hole. Someone I like to keep my eye on is Jacoby Brissett, and the Sam Howell rumors have been swirling as of late. I don't think Sam Howell's a terrible option, but I'd prefer Jacoby Brissett, who has more experience in that role. So I'd rather go with Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby Brissett's my probably number one option at that position. You also have like the Gardner Minshew type of guys, the Tyrod Taylors. Maybe you look at a Marcus Mariota. There are a lot of options. And then quarterback three. Quarterback three, I think, can be filled in the draft. Maybe a Jordan Travis, Michael Pratt, maybe even a Sam Hartman type of guy you just swing at late in the seventh round, hope can develop under Aaron Rodgers and have some success. Let's go over to running back. Running back, we have Brees Hall, obviously, arguably top five running back, and probably top five running back in football. Maybe even top three. You look at him, star. And then you look to our number two guy as of now, Israel Abandokonda. Obviously, Brees Hall is a star playmaker, but you are going to need to put a veteran type of guy back there to complement him. I think Izzy can be developed, but I don't think Izzy is ready to fill an RB2 role in his second year with the team. I just don't think he played enough last year, and he is just honestly just ready to play that role. I don't think he's developed enough. I think RB3, bring in another veteran, learn from Brees, and then the veteran obviously. You bring in, there are some big names on the free agent market. You have Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley, Tony Pollard, Austin Eckler, those guys I'm naming just know off the top of my head, but personally, I don't think the Jets are going to go after a big name guy. I think they're going to kind of go after a small ball type of guy, a Devin Singletary, a DeAndre Swift, maybe even a Boston Scott, a Gus Edwards, maybe a Cordero Patterson, one of the cheaper guys who can kind of just come in and fill that role. But I think a serviceable RB2 is definitely vital in order for this offense to have success for the 2024-2025 season. So that, I think, is a major role to fill. All right, let's go to wide receiver. Obviously, we have Garrett Wilson. We signed Allen Lazard to a 4-year, $44 million contract. That obviously didn't pan out already after year one. So we're gonna have to look to other options. Obviously, we've been in the conversation with some of the big name guys. You got a Mike Evans. I mean, there's a chance T. Higgins. He was tagged, but there's a chance he gets traded. I don't see the Jets going after him. Devontae Adams, they said he's not going to be traded. You have the Calvin Ridleys. You have the Cortland Sutton. Maybe even a Jerry Jeudy guy, or Curtis Samuel is someone to keep your eye on. And rumors have been swirling that Corey Davis, there's a chance that he comes out of retirement. I personally don't see that, but there's always a chance. I look and I think Mike Evans is my clear number one there. Mike Evans is my clear number one. I probably put Sutton at 2, Ridley at 3, Jeudy at 4, Samuel at 5. Those are probably my top 5. But I do think a Sutton and a Ridley are more likely for this team just due to their contract, and I don't think the Jets are going to go after a big name guy. But wide receiver 2 is a big role, and then a wide receiver 3. Maybe you bring in a Kendrick Bourne, maybe a Tyler Boyd, someone. If you could have a nice 1-2-3 punch, Garrett, and then obviously like a Mike Evans, Cortland Sutton, or Calvin Ridley, and then you add like a Kendrick Bourne or a Tyler Boyd, I think that's a really nice top 3 type of guys, so to speak. And then we look at tight end. Tight end, Uzama is most likely going to be a June 1 cut. So I look and I say Zach Kuntz will probably be the tight end 3, and it'll be Kuntz at 3, Ruckert at 2, Conklin at 1. I think that would be ideal for the Jets. And I really want Ruckert. I want, not Ruckert, I want Uzama personally gone just because I think Ruckert deserves a lot more playing time than he's been getting. I think he can actually, if he gets playing time and has time to develop, I think he could be a very, very solid tight end in this league. But yeah, tight end Zach Kuntz could probably fill that tight end 3 role if Uzama is cut. Guys, I have saved the biggest project for last, the offensive line. Let's get into it. So obviously, news came out a couple days ago. Laken Tomlinson getting cut, saving the $8.1 million in cap room. I personally thought it was a very smart decision. So we cut Laken. Now you look. Joe Tippmann. We have Joe Tippmann. We have Elijah Vera Tucker. And those are basically our 2 building blocks. Obviously, you have like a Carter Warren guy. And then we have a bunch of free agents. We have a Wes Schweitzer, who I believe is under contract. But I look at AVT and Tippmann as our building blocks. So look, I'm putting Tippmann at center. He had success. Why move him? Why move him? He had success there. I'm leaving him at center. I'm leaving AVT at guard. I think AVT has had success at guard, and I think he should stay there. I like him at guard. So you have starting center and starting right guard. All right. So that means we need 2 tackles and a guard. All right. So personally, with the tackles, I think we draft one, whether it is I don't know, Talise Fuaga. I mean, obviously Joe Alt is like very slim, or Olu Fashanu, or maybe trading back and getting like an Amarius Mims as one of our tackles. And then I look in free agency. Oof, I'm a big fan of Tyron Smith. I think there's a very good chance he returns to Dallas, but if he becomes available, I think the Jets need to pounce on him. I think the Jets need to, as much money as he wants. I get it, he's an older guy, but bring him in, have him join this offensive line. They need some leadership with this group, a lot of young guys. And then I also look to other tackle options. You have Trent Brown. I'm not a big fan of Jonah Williams. I was until I really dug into his film. Donovan Smith. I horrible. He didn't have a good, not horrible, but he definitely did not have a great year. But Tyron Smith, I like Trent Brown. I think Jonah Williams is okay. Garrett Bowles is possibly a trade target for the Jets to look at. Cam Robinson is a solid option. So you draft a guy and then you bring in one of the guys that I named. And then going over to the guard position. I think for left guard, the Jets have a lot of veteran options to kind of look at. I think Kevin Zeitler is a very solid option. I think Connor Williams, the kid out of Miami, is a great, great player. I think the Jets will look to target him. Dalton Risner's a very solid option. Graham Glasgow, those type of guys. But the Jets are really going to need 3 starters. I do see Carter Warren as the swing tackle, not really starting. But the Jets do need 3 starters. And with that plan, my plan, personally, I think that'll completely revamp the offense for 2024. Tell me what you guys think down below. Thank you guys for watching. And as always, JETS, 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 Jets.